Hello y'all, I'm back with another video. Second screen share of the day. Since my laptop wants to work well again, I'm able to do these screen shares again. This is the second screen share of the video of the day. Like I said, I just got finished doing a business video on my business channel, DivaWuan's Business. If you're not subscribed over there, the link will be down below. But anyways, President Joe Biden administration will speed up efforts to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. So the discussion is back at it again. Back at it again. Dum dum. Back at it again. So I tried to get a nonpartisan article to pull from. I didn't want to pull from Fox nor, CNN, MSNBC, because they can be left leaning or right leaning. So I pulled up this one from NPR.org. So this pretty much just goes into going into more details about how it was first enacted underneath the Obama administration. But by the time, Agent Orange got in office, honey, he wanted to hold it up. And then it was going to be all the way as late as to 2028 before she got put on the bill. Then he pretty much insinuated, well, let's put on the $2 bill, the currency that is the most least circulated. The $2 bill. Not the 10, not the 5, not the 1, not the 50, not the 100, but the darn on $2 bill. The one bill that circulated the least. He wanted to put her on that. And then they go into highlighting the importance of why, the significance of having Harriet Tubman of all people on the $20 bill. My thoughts is this: it's about darn gone time. Although it is bittersweet, because it's like I do appreciate the fact that we're going to finally have a sister, a unambiguous black, badass sister on some currency, honey. And they got to be reminded of Harriet Tubman every time they darn gonna spend a good $20 bill. But here's where people are, getting a little bit too excited for this. And I have to bring it back up. Now, I feel like this is a good smoke screen to deflect from the main issue of reparations. Yeah, we're still on that, because now don't think because Trump done set the bar so low that the local ice cream man would have been a better presidential candidate than him. Don't think just because you got in office that we done all of a sudden overlooked all the issues, especially what you have contributed to the black community by way of the 1994 crime bill that people falsely put on Hillary Clinton, the first lady, who had no power during that time other than just being the face. The first lady don't have no executive authority, but people to this day put the crime bill on Hillary Clinton to the point where they didn't even know until 2016 that darn gone it was Joe Biden, then Senator Biden, that was the one that actually was the author of said crime bill. So my thing is this: I like this notion of Harriet Tubman being put on the $20 bill. Some people don't, i.e., Judge Joe Brown. He was on this misogynies. Ooh, Lord, let me get some water real quick, y'all. Sorry, y'all, I had to get some water real quick. But anyways, people like Judge Joe Brown was on a misogyny, talking about how disrespectful it is to the black race that a black woman will be seen on some currency before a black man is, and how every other race has been put on a bill first, prior to black women, because it shows the leadership. I'm like, first of all, we in America. Not everybody has to follow this darn patriotic, darn mantra that your darn old ass is trying to darn spew. This is supposed to be the land of diversity, land of many cultures and religions. Just because you believe in the patriarchal mindset does not mean that everybody in America has to go off of that mantra. And what is all the other races of men? I've only seen one race of men on the darn on currency, and that's white men, honey. You just forgot all about the Native American community. I know they almost got wiped out via genocide, but they're still here. They're still here. They might only represent 2% of the nation, but they still here. And I ain't seen no Native American man on the darn going currency yet. Matter of fact, if you want to go there, Judge Joe Brown, wasn't a woman put on a currency first before a Native man? I could be wrong. Now I know there were men on there were Native men on coins, but I want to say Sacagawea came first. If not, she was very early on. So with that being said, and then I don't see no Asian people on our currency. So when you say other races, you basically just meaning white people, first of all. Second of all, black women throughout history have always led the charge more than anything, even going back to slavery days. And even if we take it all the way back to the motherland of ancient Egypt, honey, black women held high courts and authority alongside that of men. There wasn't this darn on solely patriarchal bullshit, but we go by the darn on biblical principles that was forced upon us via slavery to keep us in a darn on docile state, to darn on keep us down. And then you have misogynist men such as darn on Judge Joe Brown try to use it as a way to put darn on women down, and then try to always keep darn on men up, thus causing a division between black men and black women. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But yeah, you have men like Judge Joe Brown who was upset about this in the past and going off on rants and all this, that, and the third. Well, honey, get ready to get on another darn on round of rant, because Joe Biden's in office now, and it's looking like darn on Tubman's about to be on the $20 bill a lot sooner rather than later. So to your dismay, and darn on even catch this, I even darn on seen the interview in the past where he went at it with darn on Dr. Umar Johnson. Now you know that fool darn on is not playing with a darn on full deck of cards. However, being a descendant of darn on Frederick Douglass and all this, that, and the third, even he had to concede that Harriet Tubman definitely earned her right to be on the $20 bill, and that, you know, his great cousin has been well notated throughout history alongside Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, in comparison to the legendary Harriet Tubman, who set the bar for Malcolm X and Martin Luther King to be able to do what they did. But anyways, you know it's bad when even the descendant of Frederick Douglass had to darn gone come out against you, honey. But yeah, you had some people in agreement with it, some people not. I've always been in agreement with her being on the $20 bill. I think it's a new change, a better fresh face on the darn gone bill. I'm here for the diversity within the currency. However, this is not going to distract me from the main thing. It's nice to see the symbolic gesture of Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. But speaking of putting the image of a black woman on a $20 bill, can we think about putting the actual finances of what is owed to black people into our accounts, such as the trillions of dollars worth of equivalent money that was stolen out of black people's bank accounts 10 years subsequent to darn on Emancipation Proclamation of 1865. See, that is the history that is not taught in school. That after slaves were freed and they developed their own towns and stuff that was now stolen and renamed and now are named other popular towns. How Black Wall Street was taken away from us. How within 10 years, we amassed what was equivalent to today's currency, several trillions dollars worth of our own money in our own banks. How that was stolen from us and put into white-owned banks. And that money is still not given back to us to this day, the descendants of those black people who money was ripped from them. And then we can go into the 90-some years of Jim Crow. And then after that, we went into the darn gone crack cocaine epidemic. And then now we going into the modern day police brutality epidemic. At no point in time has black people ever received any type of darn gone break. We are the only race of people that has perpetually gone through every single darn gone atrocity, all the way from the inception of the darn gone founding of America, which was founded by way of darn gone taking out nearly all the Native Americans first. And the natives partially got their reparations, but we have yet to got anything. And I do believe President Joe Biden was one of the candidate, yeah, he was, that raised his hand up in regards to considering reparations for Hispanics trapped and detained at the border, but was against the consideration for reparations for black people. And we have been going through atrocities far longer than what the perceived atrocity is with Hispanics who are being detained at the border. Once again, emphasis on perceived. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But the ultimate gist of this is Harriet Tubman looks like she's going to finally get put on the $20 bill. But I want to emphasize, do not let this be a distraction of not asking further about reparations. I'm still going to keep bringing it up every time I get a chance. I'm going to eat. As a matter of fact, I've actually come out with a revamped version of my darn gone reparations proposal, which I'll do a video on that soon enough. But anyways, y'all give me y'all thoughts on these two subjects. Give me y'all thoughts on what are y'all thoughts on Harriet Tubman being put on the $20 bill. And what are your thoughts on, is Joe Biden going to actually consider reparations in, during his presidency? Because I think he's going to coast on the fact that he can just overlook that subject altogether. And if he thinks people like me is not going to bring it up, and we just going to let this die down. Now, currently, we do have to realize we are dealing with the coronavirus pandemic, and we got to get this shit under control first before we talk about, trillions of dollars worth of back money that's owed to us. But once this is settled, honey, don't think we people like me is going to go off into the great night, honey. But anyways, y'all leave y'all thoughts down below on that. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all soon with more videos.